Hello, great people. Thank you for joining us. I am Chidi Akunna.
And I am Victor Akunna.
Hey, if you're new to our channel, Foundation for Family Affairs, please subscribe and turn on the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop our content. And to every returning subscriber, I would like to say thank you for engaging with us again and again. All right, so at Foundation for Family Affairs, our catchword is connecting hearts and raising healthy families. And with this in mind, we coach a lot of people. We coach singles, we coach engaged couples, we coach married couples. So what we're talking about today would border or would relate to singles and engaged couples. Yes, even engaged couples. Because sometimes we see people get engaged and then they don't go all the way to marriage. All right. So we've come your way with something really interesting. We've gathered a few points, a few lessons. Okay, as we coach people, we see this come up again and again. And we just thought, okay, let's put it out there for the benefit of others, right? So positioning yourself as a single lady. Positioning yourself as a single lady. Why is it important to position yourself?
As a lady, you are the one that needs to be found. In other words, the guy is the one that will ask you out. But these days, I've seen a lot of people asking out their guys.
Oh, yes.
So what happens when you don't want to ask your guy out, but at the same time, you don't just want to be in the background? What do you do to bring yourself to the fore of his mind? All right. So, although some people will critique it and say, if a guy really wants you, he'll go for you. That's what I believe. But there are some specific guys that are so laid back, they're so busy with what they're trying to achieve that they can't see what is in front of them. We've got all of you covered. That's what this video is about.
Some are laid back and don't even just know how to pop a question. Okay, so for those ones, we'll do another video.
We'll do another video for you.
Okay, so the first point we have for you here today is do not marry his potential. Look out for his habits. Do not marry his potential. Look out for his habits. And why is this important? Sometimes we're focused on, oh, this guy can do this, he's able to do this, he's achieved this, he's achieved that. But like we always like to say, patterns don't lie. Patterns don't lie. So why is this critical? You're wanting to position yourself to be seen, but it would be damaging to you that you get into the relationship all the way, get into a relationship with this person, and then you begin to realize certain things. You start seeing some things flag up. Okay, this person probably is shady. Okay, is not straightforward. Is not honest with what he does. Okay. There's no point sitting back and waiting. There's no point sitting down. I don't know what you're waiting for. Maybe you're waiting for something big to happen to reveal it to you. And we've seen this where sometimes later on things just don't work out the way as planned, and then the relationship doesn't work, or it doesn't. They don't go all the way to marriage, and people feel very offended, very hurt that they let themselves continue, even though they had seen signs that this person is not the kind of person. His habits are not things you can tolerate.
Oh, very good. I was enjoying listening to you. So, what I like to look at it from a male perspective, right? Well, from a different perspective. At the end of the day, it's who you live with that really matters. All right. I like an achieving lady. She's an achieving lady. But at the end of the day, it's not our accolades that I'm going to live with. It's whether she's humane, whether she's empathetic, whether she keeps her promises. I like the fact that they celebrate my wife out there, but that's not the quality that I enjoy with. Of course, some people will say if she's a goal-oriented woman, that's part of the quality she brings to the table. So what we're trying to say is that let's not focus so much on the achieving part to the point that we forget about the habits, because habit is what makes us humans. Habits are the things that defines whether you're going to enjoy your marriage or you won't enjoy your marriage. So what do we mean by habit? Like bad habits. Habits are not bad, but habits generally are not bad, but we have good and bad habits. So we want to focus on some bad habits. Habit like gambling. She talked about lying, something that that you can't really deal with. What we call, what do you call it now? That is a word that we use. Negotiable and non-negotiable. All right. So for me, there are deal breakers for me as a person when I'm getting into a relationship, with business relationship, or any type of relationship. There are deal breakers for you. All right. So for you, know what your deal breakers are. What are those habits? I know somebody who was in a relation with somebody that was a chronic gambler. He was practically selling everything in the house. Though he was an achiever, all right, but he was a chronic gambler. He blew away all their resources. So you need to look at the habits, the pattern of the person. All right, that is what will determine. So know what the person is saying to you, study their history, study what they are doing, because who they are is what they are going to bring to a relationship. If they have habits that I'm trying to remember some other bad habits, really bad habit that you can't really deal with, address them full on ahead. Now, it doesn't mean when you see a bad habit, you just end the relationship. No. You have to have a conversation about this. Give him an opportunity to be able to talk about it. Okay. So when you bring up a topic about a bad habit, a gambling habit, and the person says, oh, it's not that bad, and the person is explaining it away, you know that the person is not willing to make the transition.
Yes.
Then you cannot make your call.
Yes. Don't forget, we're talking about you positioning yourself.
Yes.
What's the point positioning myself if I can't tolerate these habits? You see? So that these are some points for you to look at.
Yeah.
Then the next point we have for you is you need to investigate before you affectionate. Investigate before you affectionate. Now we see people who don't do their research and then they want to go into a relationship. You don't do your research before you start falling in love. Okay, and they tell you love is blind. Okay, what we're encouraging is that you do your background checks. When it looks like you're beginning to have feelings for this person, it's about time you checked this person out. What's this person like? There are certain things people will tell you, oh, it's difficult to check. No, that's not true. It's a global village now. There are people who can help you check as well. We've had people who live in other parts of the world that maybe met loved ones, people they're married to today online. Okay, and they've had to contact people in the countries where these people live to find out what are these people like. You may have a friend who lives in that country who may not know the person, but would know how to go about helping you get information. So you must investigate before you affectionate, before you begin to fall in love with this person. Okay, it's just good that before when you think your emotions are beginning to get wrapped around this person, it's about time you started.
I'll throw you a question. Did you investigate before you affected?
I knew you. Yeah. We were already friends. Our guards were down.
Yeah.
We weren't considering the relationship.
And your family actually investigated.
They did. They had to.
Yes.
What I told them was not enough.
Yes. Yeah. So it's no. I don't think anybody should make an important decision without gathering investigation. What does it mean? Gathering facts. I don't think anybody should make any important decision in their life about the car you want to buy, about the house or the neighborhood you want to live in, about the job or the company you want to work in, and without gathering facts. You can't just get into a place and just begin to do anything. I don't think anybody should do any major decision without him. I gather data and upon data before I make a decision. So when I make a decision, I stick with it. So I don't think people should now make one of the most important decision in their lives without just going by the gut feeling. Oh, I just feel he's a good person. Or I just believe what he tells me. Or I just believe what she tells me. No. Gather the facts and find out. Find out their mutual friends. Talk to one or two people that you guys share on Facebook. Find out, get information so that you make an informed decision.
Yes, informed decision.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next point we have for you is do not just position yourself to attract Mr. Right. Because we see this.
Yeah.
Okay. I want Mr. Right. I want Mr. Right. I'm gonna do what it would take to get Mr. Right looking for me. Okay. But what we're encouraging you to do is be the type of person Mr. Right is looking for. So do not just position yourself to attract Mr. Right. You need to be. You need to become.
The key thing there is this. If as you are looking for Mr. Right, you have your list, you have your checklist. Oh, it has to be this, it has to be that. You need to be able to do this. You need to look like this. Mr. Right, I'm speaking from your guy's perspective as well. Mr. Right is looking for a lady that meets this, that criteria. All right. So what we're trying to say is that it's not enough for you to be positioning yourself. You need to ask yourself, this type of Mr. Right I'm looking for, what kind of a spouse will you be looking for? So let's say I am the kind of person that is upwardly mobile. I want to get into politics later in my future. I want to get this. So that kind of a guy what kind of a lady will you be looking for? Oh, he needs a lady, not a lady that will be like a housewife, a lady that will be like the boss kind of lady, that when they are out, paparazzi will be chasing them. That's the kind of guy lady is looking for. So are you that type of a lady? If you are looking for this kind of a guy that is very ambitious and very driven, all right? What kind of a lady would that kind of a guy be looking for? Be looking for a lady that can bounce off ideas, a lady that can bring innovation to the table, a lady that can go and represent him at meetings.
A lady who's confident.
Confident. Make strong negotiations. That's the kind of lady, not a lady that will be cowering, waiting for the next instruction. No, that's not what you'll be looking. So if you become that kind of a person, it's easier to attract that kind of a guy.
The beauty in this is that it can change who you become.
Yeah.
Okay, it can make you push for more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So when you look at you, like the examples you gave now, even if you think, oh, your personality does not quite fit into that, you can then start working on yourself, pick up some skills that will help you at least to become that kind of person. In that way, you can catch his attention.
Yes.
You can catch his attention.
That's how it works.
So the next point we have for you is, do not just put your life on hold, waiting to be seen. Okay, you must live purposefully. I like this because I mean everyone has an assignment. There's an assignment for your life. I like putting this out, and it is important that you figure out what your assignment is and go get set on the journey. Get working. Okay, live purposefully. You're not just waiting to be found. You're not just that item. I think there was this thing I saw on Netflix, and there was just this idea where it's like, oh, ladies are trained to be married. Okay, but no, you beyond marriage. It just helps when you figured out your purpose. You're able to find out who would fit that. You're able to, in positioning yourself, know, okay, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm aiming for in life. Does this person fit? Okay, like you find some people sometimes they meet the people they want to get married to, the guys they want to get married to. Some ladies meet guys they want to get married to, and then there's a conflict, and the guy is saying, no, you won't be doing that after marriage. Okay, what that means is you've probably, it might be a case where you both still need to talk. Okay, but if you're talking and it's not working, then what that means is that it's a misfit.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
If all your life you know this is my assignment, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, then what business do I have looking for somebody, going for somebody who would not let me flourish in my assignment? So you know that in marriage you'll be capped. Okay, you won't be living a full life, and that's not what marriage should be. Okay, so you must live purposefully.
Yeah, this principle is so important. It's so because it's foundational. It's foundational, meaning that you can't build anything without getting this right. Because your purpose is like your true north. It's the foundation of any other thing you build. It determines the kind of career you get into. It determines the kind of friends. It determines where you go. So if you don't get that right in terms of clarify, after you gotten your purpose right, the next thing right is to find out who is in alignment with that purpose, because that will determine your direction of your future. All right. So if that person not traveling with you, or disbelieves your purpose, or disregards your purpose, or minimizes your purpose, you will never be fulfilled. You would never, because something in you will die. You wouldn't want to put yourself in that kind of situation.
So set out, live your life. Live your life. Okay. So the next point we have for you is, do not assume a relationship if he has not asked you out. And this is where a lot of people fall victim, right? He might be saying all the lovely things to you, spending a lot of time with you. If he has not asked you out, there's no relationship.
There's no relationship.
And that's why you should get to the point where you probably pop the question, what are we doing? Where are we going to with this? Okay, you can't be wasting your time like that. Okay, so if you're in a relationship with someone, he likes spending every evening with you, calls you, where can we hang out? He spends a lot of time talking with you, and you think your emotions are beginning to get wrapped around this person, then you need to ask this person, what are we doing? Where are we going to with this? Very important.
It's hard time you had a board meeting. Let's discuss what are we investing in? Where are we going? You know, very important. I some years ago I had a lady who approached me and said she's in a relationship with this guy. You know, he keeps saying, oh, when we get I said our children will look this way, we will live in this at this point, we will do this, and he was saying all kind of covertly. He wasn't direct. So I said she doesn't know what to do. Is he interested? Is he not interested? He's giving the cues, but he's not making. I said, well, I gave her a few questions to ask. I said, for example, ask him this. what exactly are we doing? You know, is there a timeline? Or no, I think another question I'm asking is, when am I going to meet your people? That is a question that will make it.
On what basis?
Yeah. So the moment she asked some of those questions, the guy knew that he couldn't just be hanging, like dangling the carrots. He needed to make a decision whether to tilt the relationship forward or tilt it backwards, and he made the other decision. So she moved on. In a few short years, I think it was about less than 3 years after then she got married. They're really happy, rather than just holding on to something and then other people are coming. They are looking at you that you're in a relationship, you don't have their time, so you're losing other potential suitors, and this person has not really committed. It's very painful to be in that situation where you don't really know your future, you're just dangling. So don't put yourself in that situation, all right? So ask questions in a very respectful way, but assertive way, because it's about your life here.
So do not assume a relationship. You're in a relationship with this person if he hasn't expressly asked you out.
Yes, because he can deny it later. I never asked you out. I just thought you were just having fun.
And really? This is why some ladies will say, oh, he broke my heart and he went off to marry someone else.
Yeah.
But then when you speak to the guys, they're saying to you, I never asked
her out.
Yes, we hung out.
You can't fault it. He never asked you out. So.
Yes. Okay. So the last point we have for you today is, do not lower your self-worth to accommodate a relationship. This is very big. Do not lower your self-worth. You know, that's why when I was talking about you should know your assignment. You will not know your assignment if you've not even known who you are. So who are you? Define your identity. Who are you? And then with that understanding, I think you there's no point bringing yourself down to fit into a relationship. If the person doesn't appreciate you for who you are, if the person doesn't see value in you, you're not going to change it, because sometimes the tendency is that, oh, okay, maybe I'll give him sex, and when I do that, he might then warm up to me some more. It's not, sex won't change anything. Sex is not a proof of love. Sex is not a proof of love. So there's no point wanting to, that's just you lowering your standard. That's you bringing down your self-worth. You're telling him, hey, I'm available to anyone, and that's not what you want. Yeah,
very important. It's like another way of looking at it is to say you are marrying somebody out of pity. You know, this person is not up to your standard. Standard meaning the direction where you're going, your values. It doesn't meet your values. You value self-development. It trashes self-development. You value mentorship, submitting yourself to people who will pull you up. It trashes any authority figure. You value, family. It doesn't have time for family. Everything that you value, it doesn't put any height of value on it. But because he looks like a fine guy, he has 6 pack, he meets some of other criteria. But this other very important criteria. All right, so somebody that you have to shrink to be able to fit into his idea of who a woman is. So his idea of who being a woman probably is to be someone that will sit at home, do all. I'm not saying anything is bad in it, but your understanding is, why not do both? Why not be a good mother and a successful career woman? But he thinks that being a wife has nothing to do with pursuing her goals. All right, so there's no point you shrinking your identity. That's what you said, know who you are. There's no point shrinking who you are to fit into someone's perspective or job description of a wife. It's not going to make you happy. All right, so you have to, because this is about partnership. While he's fulfilling his goal, you have to be doing everything that is also helping you do well. The best picture is what we talk about when we say creating an intimacy that helps both of you fulfill your agenda for life, for living. That's the best. Not one person sacrificing. You understand, if it's a temporary sacrifice so that this other person will come up and then he will sacrifice so that you will come up. That's what we did. All right. I sacrificed for her, she sacrificed for me, and both of us are pushing because we have the same direction. That's the best model. So you know, the time when you now get your wife gets to a certain point in her life, she becomes resentful because she sacrificed everything that she believes in, that is her. Or the husband gets resentful. I'm the only one who is doing all this. No, you don't want the resentful spouse. It can create a toxic marriage.
Okay, so we have talked about our Intimacy Builder program. The link is in the description box. If you think you would want to join us We have a cohort we'll be starting. We'll tell you when.
This set is full.
Fill the form, and then we will be in touch with you and arrange to have it's quality session. You don't want to miss out. Okay, so feel free to do that. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop our content. Until we come your way with something interesting, another interesting topic, we'll see you on the other side.
Bye guys, we love you guys.